Today, we look at the brand new Insta360 X5. This camera came out this week. They had a big event in New York. Saw that online, looked really cool. I did own the Insta360 X4 prior to buying this. Unfortunately, I did not make a video on that, but I did own it for quite some time. Enough time where I think I can make a decent video on this one, whether it's a good upgrade or a bad upgrade. So right off the bat, this camera is a really nice camera. I would have to say, however, it is a bit heavier than the X4, and the design, the all-out design of the X4 was just, I would say, 10 times better. It just looked nicer. I felt like it was more premium materials, and the back of the X5, if you have greasy fingers, you're gonna see all over it. So before I go on, I'd just like to say this is not a sponsored video. I am not regurgitating someone else's opinion about this camera. This is all me. I'll also just like to say that I will not be doing any internal film yet, so I will not be using the camera and you won't be seeing it in this video. It will simply just be the camera itself, and I will probably make a second video in the future to study more the actual functions of the camera. So enjoy the rest of the video. So when it comes to opening the carry case for the camera, I noticed that the material of the actual case felt a little bit less durable and more meshy and felt very easy to fall apart. I feel like it would tear apart easily. I also noticed that there are less pockets in the actual case itself. It used to be you'd have one side for a wire and a cleaning cloth, and the other side would be where you'd put your premium lens guards, but they had gotten rid of those. I am not personally a big fan of that, though with the Insta360 X5 you don't really need lens guards, you just need a repair kit, and the lens are more durable, so it's not as a big issue. I still think that a lens guard pocket would have been a nice touch. Also, if you did buy the Insta360 X4, you'll know that the camera came with the lens guards, whereas the X5 does not. So keep that in mind when buying the camera. Next is the cleaners for the actual microphone on the camera. I think this is a stupid idea, and honestly just another way to get people to spend money. I think it is a really stupid idea. I am not a fan of it. Though I like the idea that they did give me an option to clean. They gave me something to clean if I do have problems. I do think they could have avoided this altogether. I'm not personally a big fan of it. I would have much preferred if they had given me literally anything else. Cover for the lens, or even little plastic case for the actual camera, or even an SD card would have been much more. Would have been a lot better. Now, when turning on the camera, same functionality as the X4 or any other Insta360 camera if you're familiar. First thing you got to do when you open the camera is connect it to the app. Once that's done, you get all the features and everything will be ready to go. Is the Insta360 X5 compatible with the Insta360 X4's dive case? The camera is just slightly larger than the Insta360 X4, so you will have a hard time fitting it in the case. When I actually looked at the case, it was literally millimeters away from fitting perfectly. There are these 3 little plastic lines that are in the case that if I got rid of, the camera would fit perfectly and it wouldn't affect the durability or anything with the case. The case would still be perfectly fine. So if anyone was wondering whether or not the camera can fit in an Insta360 X4 dive case, the answer is yes and no. You will have to, if you don't want to sell it and get a new one, that's totally fine. You will have to do some cutting to get certain things off the fourth one, which is not a big deal. It won't damage the case and it won't cause any problems. But again, if you don't mind buying a new case, that's probably the best option. Now, the actual quality of the camera is really hard to see with the camera I'm using to record this video. It's the iPhone 15. But I immediately noticed the difference in the low light scenario almost immediately upon turning on the camera. That is personally my favorite upgrade. A lot of people will say it's the lens change thing, but to me, that night mode really makes a difference. It also is a little bit of a different font, so when you swipe down or swipe left or right, the buttons are placed in different locations compared to the X4, so you might need a little bit of getting used to for that. Another favorite mode that I like of this camera is the new AI tracking mode. It completely just follows you around, place the camera wherever you want, and the AI will follow you around, which eliminates editing, which is something that I really enjoy. Now, finally, the lens guards. Just so you guys know, if you check my description, I will leave a link for if you do decide to buy the new X5 camera, you can get a free lens repair kit. The new lens repair kit, I'm not so much of a big fan of the boxing and the packaging. I just think it's a ton of waste to change one lens. So keep that in mind, only one lens. So if you break both the lenses, you'll have to buy 2 of these boxes, which means you're buying 2 lenses, 2 cloths, 2 of the suction cup things, and 2 of the puffers to blow dust off. So I think that they've kind of really just did that to, again, pull money out of the consumer's pocket. I'm not a big fan of that, and I wish they did something different. Though, again, just make sure you keep your camera in good condition and don't break it. But this was my major problem with the camera. So again, if you would like to purchase one of these cameras, in the link in the description you will find a website where you can buy the Insta360 website, where you will get a free lens repair kit. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.